Peace, Prince Ash here, back with number 39, rambling on. And yeah, big day tomorrow. I have an appointment with my psychiatrist. Gonna talk to them about the meds, like, and fucking, how it's affecting me, and like maybe there's another course of medication I can take instead, like, but the reality is I'm probably gonna still be on the medication I'm on, and anyway, that's not too relevant. Like, I've been thinking about my aspirations for the music, and I'd love to fucking blow up. I'd love to fucking be able to make a living off of music, maybe get a mortgage, or that's my dream, like. But the plan, how am I going to make that happen? I'm being consistent with my releases. I'm releasing what I consider to be good music. And a lot of people, ignore my music. Fair enough. It's not for them, maybe. I've submitted to so many playlists online. 90% of the time I get rejected, and they give me some wishy-washy reason why it doesn't fit into their playlist. And that's okay. Doesn't mean my music's bad, like, but it wasn't considered. But it tells a story, and it's my justice, it's my revenge, it's my peace, speaking my piece, it's my voice, and fucking anyway. So the plan is to do this album, Redemption, which I have like 4 tracks out of like 30 tracks that I fuck with. The rest, they're just not where I want them to be right now. So we potentially could be a long way away from Redemption, but I have, and I will promise, Redemption is coming before December of whatever year we're in, 2025. It's coming before then. It's coming before 2026 arrives. I promise that. I'm back in the studio tomorrow, and fucking gonna try make some good music. Like, recently I've been making shite, and I've been using like beats my producer has fucking recommended to me out of his collection of beats, like, and they're just trash beats. It's simple as that. Like, I can't fuck with these beats. I can't make the music I want to make with these beats. Where I sit in the pocket, I say that, sometimes I say that, but where I lyrically and emotionally am the most prominent is emo trap, boom bap, maybe some hard trap, maybe Ghostmane type of shit, Bones type of shit. As we saw in my first album, that's where I was pulling beats off YouTube left, right, and center, like. I understand that, and I understand this. I've evolved my sound into something else. And the camel is a horse designed by a committee. So the first album, 90% of the time, I was the executive producer. I said how I want it to sound, what I want in the music. Fucking Melody was a genius. He fucking added in a load of shit that I personally wouldn't have thought up of, but he added that shit in, like reverse reverb and fucking putting the stems in a different timing on the music and all sorts of shit, putting in auto-tune and all sorts of shit. Anyway, it wasn't all me, like, but there was my own genius and my own voice in there, like, So working with Arm the Track on my most recent album and my recent singles and my coming album Redemption, oh man, I have the final say. I'm the artist, but I have to use his beats, like, and some of them are just trash. Like, look, I won't bash him too much. Like, maybe they're not trash. Maybe someone else somewhere can do something cool with them, but I can't. I can't express myself the way I want. I want emo trap and I want boom bap. So I'm getting redemption done. I'm evolving my sound. It's gonna be okay. The Legend of Ashitaka 4 is gonna be emo trap and boom bap. And it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be interesting. Does that mean I'm not gonna be working with Arm the Track anymore? I don't know. This is why this is context to my musical plan, like, because if I'm being honest, and Arm the Track doesn't know this, and I'm not even going to tell him, but I'm getting a bit of help from someone who likes my music, and they've organized, and I don't even have to pay. I don't. Well, I don't. But he's bringing me up to his studio in Athlone to work in a state-of-the-art studio on the Athlone College campus with a good producer who fucks with my shit. And I know I have it planned. Okay, I don't have it fully planned, but what I fucking want is I was thinking about making just a boom bap album of dark boom bap husky type shit, like, and using pretty much all my lyrics that I spat on TikTok and my freestyles, and maybe write some more shit and make dark ambient type shit, and just release that as a side album and continue with Arm the Track on my albums. But maybe firstly, I haven't even met this producer or worked with them yet, so we have to build up chemistry, and I don't even know, like, I don't know how it's going to be in the studio with them, or what music we're going to make, or what it's going to sound like, so I suppose I'll make up my plan then. But what the thoughts in my head are like, yeah, just make a boom bap album with him, and continue with Arm the Track on The Legend of Ashitaka. Secondly, this guy that's helping me is gonna try and get me gigs around Galway, probably like the Roisin Dove and maybe Monroe's and a few things like that. And it's something I had been looking at with Run Off Broke and Arm the Track, but it hasn't came to fruition yet. But it's definitely going to happen. I'm going to be doing live shows soon in Galway and maybe elsewhere in the country. And I could do with the money. Yeah, I really could. My PayPal's in the description if you want to check that out and donate some money. That, look, I'm not going to beg you, but that's the plan moving forward. Like, I'm taking music seriously. I have taken music seriously for fucking ages, man. And I suppose I'm fortunate I'm getting help aside from Arm the Track. And then I'm working with Arm the Track, who I could come out here and bash him all day, but his mixes are dope 90% of the time. Sometimes it's a bit trash, and the reason it's a bit trash is because I didn't do enough in the studio to make it sound good. That's honest. He's a fucking sick producer, like. But he makes, like, trap bangers. Or, you know, like, who could I name? Fucking, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Like Gunna and fucking Young Thug and Migos and Kendrick Lamar. And it's not like old Kendrick Lamar. It's like kind of house trap club bangers, like, you know. Which is all good and well, but I can't do that every track. And I was listening back to, like, what we have made for this new album, and fucking a lot of the times the beats just sound the same as each other. And I'm like, I have to fucking stand out a bit more than this. I have to get a bit of a more raw and authentic sound than this. And this could be just me freaking out in my head for no reason, but like, I honestly, it's something I've been fucking building up a bit of a resentment about, or kind of getting pissed off about, or getting frustrated with. And I wish I had a manager to like bounce off with these things. But on the flip side, I love being my own manager and promoting my music my own way, making the music I want to make, even though at times I'm not. But trust me, I will make it work. And when have I let you down with an album? There's always at least something on an album I've released that you fuck with. You know, like, I could listen. The great thing is I could listen back to any of my albums and I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, all said and done, that was a pretty sick piece of work. Like, so I rest assured with that. And then there's like, I'm fucking 26 now. And what if I grow up a bit more mature and I'm like embarrassed by my music and I'm like, fuck, I want to distance myself from that. I can't see it happening because I'm 10 toes in this shit and I love the music and I love making music and I do what I do, like, but that's something in the back of my head where I'm like, fuck, what if one day, man, I just want to delete everything? That would be the saddest fucking day ever, man. That would be so fucking sad. Like, I had an incident there a couple of months back where I clicked into Spotify for artists, or maybe Spotify, and the page wouldn't load and I freaked out. I was like, oh fuck, is all my music gone? But nah, it's still there. Yeah, and I updated my security a bit, like, so yeah, that's a bit of a rant and a bit of a rambling on today. I think the main thing, what it boils down to, I always figure it out at the end, but I'm paying a lot of music, or a lot of money. Like, half of my dole, half of my wages, whatever, every week, and I'm not getting much back. And I'm like, is this worth it? What am I gonna do? Should I find a new producer? But his mixes are dope. Sometimes the beats, I don't fuck with them. And I wish I could pull beats off YouTube like I used to, but no comment. There's copyright issues, whatever. So there's no copyright issues on my recent work, ever. I own that 100%. I paid for that shit. And that can never be removed from the internet without me saying, remove that. I'm trying to be more fucking frequent with the vlogs as well, because there's people telling me they fuck with the vlogs, like, and I love doing them, and that's part of my justice and my revenge, is getting to use my voice to speak out to the public, and I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, whatever I feel like saying, So that's where I'm at with the music. That's where I'm at this evening. I could wake up tomorrow and, like, I was in shit form this evening, to be honest. I could wake up tomorrow and be in a good mood, and all of a sudden my thoughts are different. I can think, this is going great. This is money well spent. I love doing this. Fucking, I'm happy with Arm the Track. Let's continue this fucking album. But tonight I'm just questioning things a little bit and making a plan of action. And, he can be a bit demanding about the money and a bit cheeky about it. Like, like, he can be like, just send me the money before you show up to the studio. And it's like I'm funding his lifestyle in a way, because we're both on the same level, but I feel like he thinks he's a level above me. We both make the same music together, like. Anyway, rant over. Peace.